Let's talk about how you could buy a home for less cash out of pocket than the upfront costs of entering a new lease. There are many programs here in Arizona that can help you buy a home for little to no money out of pocket. And that's how I bought my first home. I want to help you do the same. Let's take a look at how this is possible. And first, we got to talk about some assumptions, okay? I'm estimating a credit score of 680, okay? Depending on a credit score being higher or lower, these numbers will shift slightly. But let's do the average 680 credit score most people see in their day-to-day lives. Also, please visit my website, mortgageinfosession.com, if you want to learn more about programs available and get to know me a little better. We are looking at an estimated purchase price value of $350,000. That's a good purchase price for around the Phoenix area. 30-year loan term. Don't worry, you do not need to live in the home for 30 years. This is not a 30-year, I'm going to live here forever commitment. This is just a 30-year loan term. You can decide to move out, rent out your property, be a landlord that gets paid just like you pay your landlord every month. Or you can, in the future, decide to sell your home and cash out on the equity savings you have acquired through time just by living in a place. P.S. That's what your landlord does. You pay their mortgage, and eventually, if they want to sell, they have a heck ton of equity they can use thanks to you paying their mortgage down for them. Also, some in also we have estimated closing costs and prepaids. We'll get into that later. Don't let the numbers scare you too much. We're about to really dig into the numbers down here below. And also here we have what kind of programs we're looking at and the down payment amounts. So 3% down is the minimum down for a purchase for a first-time home buyer purchasing not a manufactured home. And we're looking at the Home Ready program, which does not have down payment assistance. The conventional AZ is Home program, which is available in all counties except for Maricopa County and the county that Apache Junction's in, as well as conventional Arizona Home Plus program. Great program. That one's available in Maricopa County and the all counties in Arizona. And lastly, the tribal loan AZ is Home for anyone that is registered as a tribe member. And the only difference here is for tribal loans, the minimum down payment is 2.25%. All right, so these programs we mentioned above come down to these columns here, and they're all 30-year fixed. They're all the same purchase price. They're the same down payment amount except for the tribal loan. But because of the program differences, the interest rates are different, okay? So here are also the correlated loan amounts due to the different down payment amounts, or here the same down payment amounts. So let's skip past the gobbledygook and let's go to the bold down here. For conventional Home Ready, that's you're paying your own 3% down payment, okay? You're a first-time home buyer and you're within the income limits below $87,000 per year. Then your total monthly payment would be estimated at about $2670 or $2660 per month for this $350,000 purchase price. All right. I wonder if that's comparable to around what you're paying for your lease right now. But here's the kicker. For purchasing a home where you don't get any down payment assistance, right? Yes, you do get this lowest rate, the 6.5% rate. However, it would be about $18,000 out of pocket in order to purchase this home. Many people don't have that savings, which is why I'm here to show down payment assistance options. Looking at columns 2 through 4 here. All of these have down payment assistance, all right? The great thing about this down payment assistance is that it's fully forgiven after living in the home for 5 years, making on-time monthly mortgage payments to your first mortgage. So if you're looking down here, that would be after 5 years, you would have forgiven the amount that you borrowed of $14,000. That's a huge savings after just living somewhere for 5 years, having that forgiven. You never have to pay that $14,000 back. That's a free $14,000 to buy your home. Now, the trade for this is slightly higher than market interest rates. You see the 6.5% rate here, but the 6.875% rate over here. Okay, and then that's for the Arizona is home. That's any county that's not Maricopa County and the county Apache Junction is in. This is why it has a beautiful low rate and a correlated beautiful monthly mortgage payment of $2,745 a month approximately. Now that's just estimating taxes and insurance. This particular house I looked at has no HOA payment. And you see how there is mortgage insurance. That mortgage insurance disappears once you're at an equity value of 80% of your loan is left to the value of your home, or you have 20% equity. Now, looking at the program available in all counties, Arizona Home Plus, you'd have a little more than $200 per month higher. Okay. So you'd be at almost $3,000 a month for this same exact house, theoretical house here, because the interest rate is higher at a 7.875. But the great thing is that it's affordable. You could buy this home, and in the future, if you wanted to, you can refinance the home to get a lower monthly payment once interest rates drop down again. You're in the home, it's building equity while you're living in it, and you're secure. You don't have to worry about changing kids' school districts. You don't have to worry about rental prices fluctuating. It is your home. And I never knew the difference my life would have once I owned a home, but I went nuts. I started knocking down walls. It was very fun. And lastly, let's look at this tribal AZ is home loan. This one's the least cash out of pocket. It's $6,213 out of pocket estimated, okay, with a monthly payment of about $2,520. Not bad. Not bad at all. And you'll notice there's no mortgage insurance. Tribal programs are created to foster home ownership in our tribal members. The home does not have to be purchased on tribal land. This is definitely, if you are a tribe member, the best program you can choose, bar none. The lowest interest rate, lowest down payment amount, and no mortgage insurance. So it's the easiest to get into a home. Okay. Now, how is this? I see numbers down here. How is this buying a home for no money out of pocket? Well, here's the deal. Right now, the current market is a borrower's market. It's a buyer's market. Houses are sitting on the market longer, and sellers are more motivated to sell. So they've been doing price cuts, as you've noticed. They might be open to giving a seller concession, meaning, hey, as the seller, I can see how much my equity grew. I can see how much money I'm getting from this transaction. My buyer is a first-time home buyer. I want to help them. And my buyer is asking for about $9,000 seller credit, which is allowed. The seller could give up to 3% credit, so $10,500 for any of these options. And the extra, you can even buy down the interest rate a little bit to have a slightly lower monthly payment. But you can ask the seller to pay this. And that sounds ludicrous, but imagine you're in the seller's seat, okay? You need to sell your home. Say you're buying another home or you're moving away. You just want to sell your home. You don't want to have to wait. You don't want any issues. And you already know, say you're getting $230,000. So if you're asking a $10,000 credit, what's $220,000 to you versus 230 when it's peace of mind? Your home is being sold. You don't have to worry. You can move on with your life. And that is why sellers are motivated right now to give seller concessions and seller credits. That's how I purchased my home for a total $200 out of my pocket. And it was absolutely the best investment I ever made. And I'll show you why right now. So looking at those loan options you saw above, okay, the home ready, right? The AC is home conventional, um, yada yada yada. All those same order down here. We're looking at if the average market value of homes appreciated just 5% per year. Okay. After living in your home for 1 year, you would be in the ballpark of between $23,000 to $31,000 equity position from just living in your home and having this mortgage you're paying. Every time you pay your mortgage, you're paying a little off the loan. That's a little equity growth. And with the market gaining equity, if it was just 5%, which it has been higher than 5% up until the most recent year, where now the average dipped 1%. But things can't only go up, right? It's a wave. We're dealing with fluctuations here. After year 3, you're in the ballpark between $70,000 equity to $78,000 equity. By renting, you are not giving yourself that opportunity to have this money sitting for you that you can use to do something more if you wanted. For me, that something more was moving to Arizona and starting a new life. And I had that money and that buffer to be able to do that. And we can see all the way up to year 10, where if the market appreciated 5% year over year for 10 years, you'd be sitting on a ballpark of $240,000 to $280,000. And that's kind of what our sellers are seeing. It just didn't take as long to get there. Now, I wanted to show you the numbers. If the market appreciated just 7% year over year, it's nice. After 3 years, you're around the $100,000 mark. Um, yes, so I know that because of the higher interest rates of the market, your total monthly payment might be higher than what you're paying in rent right now, slightly. But the amount of money you're paying extra in your mortgage because of that higher interest rate is nickels and pennies in comparison to this growth you can be giving your family and this opportunity, as well as the stability. You're not, even with the 30-year mortgage, you are not locked in for life. You're not locked in for 30 years. And that's what I did. I sold my home after 3 or 4 years and walked away with $120,000 from that sale after all the fees were taken out. I want others to experience what I experienced, and I honestly would have never purchased a home or believed in it had I not become a loan officer and been in this industry. So I am here to help you see the opportunities that are just waiting for you. I encourage you to avoid making any assumptions of this won't work because of that. Just talk to me, talk to a loan officer, get some information, have them do the thinking for you, and specifically talk to someone that's not salesy, that's just giving information, and that's what you get with me. I hope you found this informative and helpful, and I wish you the best in your life goals.